Hey everyone, welcome to my channel again. I am Kavya. Today's topic is orthopedic assessment. Objectives of orthopedic assessment. It is for better understanding of human anatomy and physiology, to appreciate each component of assessment and to know their importance, to improve practice-based knowledge and for better direction of treatment. I will discuss about SOAP format, where S stands for subjective approach, O stands for objective approach, A stands for assessment, and P stands for plan of treatment. Subjective approach. Subjective approach is a verbal method to get in information from the subject. It consists of questions, open-ended and close-ended. Open-ended questions require the respondent to elaborate on their points. It helps to know things from the patient's perspective. Second, close-ended questions. It requires the respondent to give answers from the option available. Example, yes or no. Also helps practitioners to have good relationship with patients. Subjective approach includes demographic data and clinical history. In demographic data, name, age, sex, address, contact details, etc. are documented. In clinical history, chief complaints and history includes present history, in which date of onset of injury, mechanism of injury, mode of injury are documented. Past medical and surgical history, past medication history, personal history like smoke, alcohol, mode of work, sleeping habits. Social history, pain history includes site, side, type of pain, frequency, intensity, aggravating and relieving factors. Second approach is objective approach. This includes observation part and palpation part. In observation, general observation and localized observation. So let's talk about general observation. In this, we first observe body build, is that it can be ectomorphic, mesomorphic and endomorphic. Second, posture in standing and sitting, in anterior, posterior and lateral view. Third, deformities like congenital like CTEV or acquired like knock knees. Fourth, gait analysis. Patient should walk barefoot if possible, and examiner must observe lumbar spine, pelvis, hips and knees of foot when the patient is walking. Localized observation or local observation. Number 1, swelling confined to joints suggest excess synovial fluid. Hemarthrosis is that presence of blood. Pyarthrosis is that presence of pus. Second, discoloration or edema might occur as a localized response to trauma or infection. Number 3, muscle wasting occur as a result of disuse, incapability or denervation of muscle affected. Number 4, tropic changes of skin, texture of skin and nails, etc. Number 5, any localized deformity. In objective approach, after observation, palpation takes charge. Number 1, temperature of skin. If the temperature of skin increase, that indicates localized inflammatory response towards trauma or injury, or it might be an infection. If the temperature is decreased, that indicates impaired blood circulation. Number 2, tenderness. Identify underlying structures that are involved. There are grades of tenderness. Grade 1, patient complained of pain. Grade 2, patient complains of pain and winces. Grade 3, patient winces with withdrawal. Grade 4, patient not allowed to touch. Third module of SOAP format is assessment. On examination, number 1, vital signs. This includes heart rate, respiratory rate, blood pressure and temperature. Number 2, motor assessment. This includes movements, is that range of motion and joint play. Range of motion or ROM of involved joint as well as joint proximal and distal to it. It is measured by goniometer. Active range of motion Available active range of motion of joint in pain-free range. Examiner must observe the pattern of movement and trick movements. Passive range of motion. Available passive range of motion of joint till end feel. So, before proceeding further, let's talk about end feel. It is the sensation transmitted to examiner's hand at the extreme end of passive range of motion that indicates the structures that are limiting the movement. There are two types, normal and abnormal. Normal and feel are physiological. These are hard, that is bone to bone, soft, soft tissue opposition, firm, soft tissue stretch, capsular stretch. Next is abnormal end feel. It is a pathological end feel. These are hard, bony grating sensation like loose bodies or degenerative changes. 2. Soft, boggy sensation like presence of synovitis or edema. Number 3. Springy block, example torn meniscus. Number 4. Empty, when nothing is felt but pain is there, like in acute injuries or bursitis. Number 5. Muscle spasm, that is hard sudden stop to passive range of motion or passive movement with a lot of pain. After range of motion, next is joint play movement. These are accessory movements that happen within the capsule. This includes sliding, gliding, rolling and spinning. Capsular pattern are the pattern of restrictions and limitations. There are two types of positions, is that loose back position and close back position. Loose back position is when joint capsule and ligaments are extremely lax and passive separation of articular surfaces being maximum. Close back position, when joint capsule and ligaments held tightly along with the articular surfaces fit together precisely. In motor assessment, next is strength. Muscle strength should be assessed around the joint involved and also of proximal and distal to it. It is examined by using manual muscle testing grades or MMT grades. Grade 0, no active contraction is seen or observed. Grade 1, flicker of contraction is present on palpation. Grade 2, complete range of motion with assistance. Grade 3, complete range of motion with no manual resistance. Grade 4, complete range of motion against moderate resistance. Grade 5, complete range of motion against maximum resistance. In examination after vital signs and motor assessment, third is sensory assessment. This includes superficial sensation in which pain, temperature, pressure and light touch are examined. Second, deep sensation include joint positioning sense. Third, cortical sensation like tactile localization or 2-point discrimination. Number 4th is reflexes. There are two types of reflexes, superficial and deep. In superficial, this includes corneal, abdominal or plantar. Deep includes jaw, biceps, triceps, patella or Achilles. After reflexes, fifth is measurements. This includes muscle length, limb girth and limb length. Sixth is gait analysis. This includes stride length, step width and cadence are calculated. Conduction of special tests. There are specific tests for each and every joint to check the function and integrity of the structures in and around the joint. Next is examination of investigations. Number 1, radiographs for shape, alignment and density of the bones. Second, blood tests. Example, RA factors for rheumatoid arthritis, ESR for infection, HLA-B27 for ankylosing spondylitis, etc. Last but not the least is to give a final diagnosis. P stands for plan of treatment in SOAP format. Before treating any patient, examiners should set goals according to the condition, needs and demand of the patient. Goals are of two types, long-term goals and short-term goals. These goals helps the examiner to predict the direction of adaptations in the treatment. Thank you. I hope you liked the video.